Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Desert Vista campus. I'm Edgar Soto. I'm the vice president here at Desert Vista campus. Those of you who've been parents have been down this lonely road at times. What's beautiful about this center is it's sending a clear message. Parents, you don't have to give up on your dreams in order for you to create a clear pathway for your kids and help them reach their potential. You can now come to school to pursue your own dreams, which is really the most powerful lesson you can teach your children. I always say more is caught than taught. Don't tell them to pursue their dreams. Pursue your dreams and teach them through your action. What we are really creating here is an ability to come over as a family, drop off your child, and make sure they are well cared for, getting an extension of your love and nurturing while you're pursuing your dreams and leveling up. I was watching the news this morning, and the Chancellor made a comment that this is going to allow us to eliminate barriers. Of course, this is a community initiative, and we don't get here without a lot of dedication and commitment to the cause. You're going to hear from people this morning who are actively involved in getting this across the finish line. Most specifically, our board. So help me celebrate them as we introduce them. First up is our executive chancellor, president of the campuses, David Doré. David Doré's community college career has been guided by a fundamental belief: every student can succeed if the conditions are right. He has focused his career on serving ethically diverse and underrepresented student populations to foster culturally responsive and inclusive learning communities in support of open access, equity, and student success. David currently serves as president of campuses and executive vice chancellor at Pima Community College. Prior to coming to Pima, he served as dean of career and technical education in the Maricopa Community College District. Dean of the School of Business and Dean of the Downtown Campus at City College of San Francisco, David served as a full-time faculty member at the community college, university, and secondary levels for 20 years. He is a proud graduate of the first class of Head Start and was a first-generation college student. David is active in our community leadership and community advocacy and was a 2017-18 President Fellow of the Aspen Institute Community College Excellence Program. So let's give a hand and welcome Dr. David Doré.
Thank you so much, Edgar. So welcome, everyone. On behalf of our Chancellor and our Board of Governors, it is so exciting to welcome you to the ribbon cutting this morning. This has been a long time coming, and there's a whole lot of partners. And so I want to actually take a few minutes just to recognize some of our partners who have really made this dream a reality. I want to actually start off, since I'm welcoming you on behalf of our Chancellor and our Board. I want to introduce and acknowledge our Pima Community College Board of Governors. And we have Kat Ripley, who is our board chair right here, Kat. And we have Damian Klinko with us. Damian's right here. We also have Maria Garcia with us. There's Maria in the hat over there. And we have Luis Gonzalez with us as well, who's going to speak later on. So I really, and then our board member Meredith Hay could not be with us, but really want to acknowledge all of our board members, because this would have never happened without the support of our board, who have been completely supportive and really behind this initiative. So thank you so much to our Board of Governors. Also, Pima County has played an important role in making this happen as well. And so I want to acknowledge, first of all, our elected Pima County officials that are here. Adelita Grijalva, here she is right up front. And then we also have representing Supervisor Hines, Kylie Walzak is with us. And representing Supervisor Scott, we have Kim Challender with us. And then also want to acknowledge from the Pima County group, our county administrator, Jan Lesher's with us. Thank you for being here, Jan. And Deputy Administrators Dr. Francisco Garcia and Deputy Administrator Steve Holmes. And they're all right there together. Again, Pima County, we are so grateful for all of the support that you have given us around this project. Also, another group that I really want to acknowledge and thank are our Child Parent Centers organization, and CEO Aaron Lyons is with us. There's Aaron right there. And also, we have our board president, who's going to speak in a few moments, who's actually more used to speaking to little kids. So, Eleanor Dragmeyer is with us. So Eleanor, just look at us as big kids. We're big kids. We also have Vice President of the Board, Bob Wortman, with us. Thank you, Bob, for being here. And we have Board Member Dan McDonald with us as well. Thank you. And another incredible partner, of course, in this initiative has been United Way. So we want to, first of all, thank everyone from United Way. But I want to personally acknowledge Tony Penn, CEO of United Way, and Allison Titcom, who's back there from United Way. Could everyone from United Way please stand up? Anybody from United Way that's here? Thank you so much, United Way. Again, these are just incredible, incredible partners. Also, do we have any folks from First Things First here? All right, here we go. Please stand up. Thank you so much for First Things First. Also, I want to acknowledge our Early Childhood Advisory Group. Teddy, could you stand up, Teddy, and all of the group that's here. Because this is going to be really significant to our academic program as well. I want to make sure that I haven't forgotten anybody, Edgar. Okay. I'm sure I forgot someone, so we'll acknowledge you as we go through the program if I forgot you, so I apologize if that's the case. I do want to just say a few things about this initiative and how important it is to the mission of Pima Community College. You know, Edgar mentioned in my introduction that I am a graduate of Head Start. I was actually one of the first classes. It tells you how old I am. I turned 61 this year. But that really was transformative for me to have good child care coming from really working class, low income family. And so this is really significant. On the national stage, 1 in 5 students that is attending college right now is a parent. And this is often really an invisible group, right, who are trying to balance taking care of children and then attending school. From a workforce perspective, one of the single most factors that prohibits displaced workers from attaining education and training is childcare. What our board and what our chancellor and what our faculty have really seen over time is that we have to provide far more wraparound services to our students. And we cannot do those services in isolation. And that's why our partners are just so important to everything that we're doing, and we're so grateful to them. So to everyone who has contributed to make this happen, I cannot express enough our gratitude. And it is our plan to expand this initiative so that we can actually expand child care access throughout our campuses. So really want to thank all of our partners. Thank you, and I'll turn it back over to Edgar.
Thank you, David. I don't know, we have some time afterward. I'd love to see a pull-up and push-up contest between David Doré and Tony Penn. Yeah, the over 60 group. Well, I'm sorry I shared your age, Tony, but anyway, these guys are over 60, really fit. Okay, Eleanor, I don't know, David said your name different than I was going to say it. Is it Dragmeyer, Eleanor? Dragmeyer. Okay, Eleanor. Eleanor from our Child Parent Center and board member president. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to be here. It's such an honor, and I'm just going to start off by saying it's been a long time since I've talked to somebody who is bigger than this, so please bear with me. And if I start rattling off about choo-choo trains and matchbox cars, it's just, that's my life these days. But I am the board, I'm currently serving as the board president for Child Parent Centers, which is the Head Start provider for all of southern Arizona. And that includes 5 counties. And it's been doing this for over 50 years. And over the course of my work with Child Parent Centers, there's always been a vision about the importance of high-quality early learning opportunities for children, and how to expand them beyond the Head Start, which has some very restrictive eligibility criteria that not all families can meet, but definitely the need for high-quality programming is there. So this is a super exciting next step in terms of looking at how we can bring more children into really high-quality programs. I can't tell if I'm getting you're getting echoes. I'm good. Okay, thank you. This program at Desert Vista will not be an actual Head Start classroom, but it will be modeled after the Head Start programs, which offer comprehensive services that we know make a big difference and a positive impact in early learning. Things such as a high-quality learning environment for children, as well as health and nutrition services, and teacher coaching, working directly with teachers, supporting teachers so that they can continue their growth and knowledge and explore their potential as amazing teachers for these young minds that are developing, and mental health supports, as well as, and actually very critical in my mind, is parent engagement, because these children go home, and involving parents as much as possible is a wonderful way to continue that learning experience in their homes and support parents, not just with the child that's currently enrolled, but with other children who may also be in the home. And those go across the way. The creation of this site is involved, as has been alluded to, an incredible collaboration. It was like like a ring on my finger here. I know it is, and I've been, that's okay. I don't mind June bugs. I've been collecting them with my grandson. That's me. I'm the bug lady. As I was saying, the collaboration, the incredible collaboration that has occurred to make this a possibility here at Desert Vista, and the exciting idea that it will expand to other campuses is very significant. It is not a small feat to bring organization together, entities from different sectors in our community to work together to make something fall together. Everybody has their protocols, their rules and regulations, their limitations is what they can do. And so to bring this many different organizations together to make this possible is no small feat, is very significant, and in a relatively short time, given how quickly this has been able to get up and almost to the point of opening up. We're grateful. I want to make sure I just don't miss any of these main partners. We're very grateful to Pima Community College, which has prioritized early childhood education, and because, as was alluded to, the more children, there are so many more children that need services than are able to access them. I'm not going to be able to speak to the exact current percentages of children who are preschool eligible and are not able to get into preschool programs, but it is about 40 to 50% of children who actually are able to access services, and so to be able to expand that. Not only that is it a fabulous experience for young children, but their parents and for students, and we do have research that shows that students have better outcomes when they know that their children are on campus or on site in high quality early learning environments. We're grateful to Pima County Board of Supervisors for hearing the voices of the community as they advocated for stepping up to fill this critical need. To ensure that more children have access to high-quality programs. And knowing that the impact of these experiences goes well beyond the preschool years. Graduation rates are higher for children who have been in high-quality programs. There's less incarceration. There are higher employment opportunities, higher educational attainment. So this is more than just an investment in the 3 and 4-year-olds. This is for a lifetime for these children as they grow up and become our citizens of tomorrow. We're also grateful to the United Way of Tucson and Southern Arizona, which has had a continuing, long-standing commitment to early childhood education and high-quality programming. I was on the original group of people who were pulled in from the community to look at the needs of this community. I'm going to say back in about 1990, the early 90s, 95 maybe, and it is amazing as I've been able to watch the growth and the commitment, the ongoing commitment, and always looking for other ways to continue to grow this. As a former elementary school teacher, it very quickly became evident to me that too many of our students were already falling behind when they entered kindergarten. And these were catching children back up is a lot more work and a lot more expensive than if we can catch it on the front end. So for children to be able to access comprehensive, high-quality early learning programs, it really gives them a greater chance to meet their potential and to experience success in school and in life as they go on. In my years of working in the field of early childhood, as a teacher, as a program director at TUSD, as an advocate through First Things First, it has the availability of high-quality preschool services for all children has always been at the forefront. And so this is an incredibly exciting moment to be able to see this coming to fruition. And I want to thank everybody who has had a footprint, a handprint, a finger touch in this process for the work you have done to make this possible. I'm excited to see what will be here, and I'd love to be able to come back and visit once the program is up and running. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eleanor, but most of all, thank you for handling that beetle. I was stressed about that, and you handled it. You handled it. So, can I get our facilities guys to turn on the outside air conditioner, please? I'm melting out here. Next up, oh, yes, thank you, facilities. I was going to single out a couple of you guys, but when that moment comes, but thank you, facilities, for all you've done to get all this set up and getting this moving along. Thank you so much. Let's give them a hand. All right, next up is a friend that we were just talking, and we've been friends since we were probably 8, 9, 10 years old, but she's done an amazing job here in our community and has advocated for our community for a lot of different things. But I want to welcome Adelita Grijalva. And Adelita, when you're done, I want to introduce you to a gentleman here named Sol. Where are you at, Sol? Anyways, that's her husband that works here, so.
Thank you so much. I think I would absolutely be remiss if I didn't mention the Nicoles that were part of drafting this entire plan. We have Nicole Fife and Nicole Scott, who are just done an amazing job in trying to figure out, they had 3 board members February 16th that came up with an idea that of 3 of the 5 supervisors were like, oh, we're investing in preschool. We're gonna tell you about the importance of it and why it does dovetail exactly into what Pima County is responsible for. The big areas that we're responsible for is economic development, housing, prisons and jails, incarceration, and all levels of supporting people in poverty. And it is very clear, the data is crystal clear, that if you have a good start in education, that opens the doors of opportunity for everybody. And so as I'm, on my other hat, I am the president of the Tucson Unified School District Governing Board, and I've been there for almost 20 years. And one of the things that was very critical to me when I started I wasn't married, I didn't have any kids, I wasn't really focused a ton on preschool until I got pregnant. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do with this baby when I'm working and my husband's working? And we looked around and really the opportunities were very narrow for working people. I mean, you had to qualify for income or your child had to have exceptional needs, otherwise you didn't qualify for any programs that were available. And so I thought that was incredibly important. And so in Tucson Unified, we've been able to increase 500% the numbers of preschools that were there since I started, which is great. But what I love about this project is that we're really pairing up 2 groups that were said are kind of invisible. People don't really notice until, the needs are incredibly critical. And so we have students that have an opportunity for higher education, but are likely parents. And you're really split, your priorities are like, I know that going to school will increase my opportunities, but I also need to make sure that these babies are taken care of. And so this gives us that perfect location where we have students and we have children that have the needs. And what we know, and from all of the work in early education and kinder, is if you can provide those services to young people early and in preschool, they don't need the services in kindergarten. You can open up those services to other young people. So Pima County has invested over the next 2 years $1 million into this specific location. And I'm very proud that the plan that was created allowed for that investment of $10 million to be put to use this way, in startup costs, in construction, and making sure that we establish the strong foundation so we can continue to build. I hope that this is the first of many partnerships that we have with Pima Community College, because I do think that they're critical. And I'm really proud to be here representing like 1 vote, but really so many people that had an opportunity to put their fingerprint and handprint on this. And thank you for taking care of that June bug, because seriously, I saw it and I'm like, oh, please no. And you gave it a loving, it flew away. It's beautiful. But maybe it's a metaphor for what we do with our babies, right? We get them and they need a little bit of support and love, and then we send them off to school. So thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Love that metaphor. Love it. All right, next up, we have a gentleman who has the face and the voice for radio and TV, Tony Penn, the CEO and president of United Way.
First, let me say thanks to the Chancellor of Pima Community College in its absence. I want to share with you the fact that the Chancellor last year pulled double duty Not only was he the chancellor of our great community college, he was also the president and chair of the board of directors of United Way of Tucson and Southern Arizona. And for that, please help me to give Chancellor Lambert a round of applause. Let me tell you, he finished his term and we had one of our best years ever as far as our ability to be able to make impact, a positive impact in this community. And I cannot thank Chancellor Lambert enough. But we're here today to also say congratulations to Vice President Ed Soto for this facility that's coming up here that will make a tremendous difference, we believe, in being able to generate more students on this campus. And that alone is extremely positive. So for all of you who have participated in making this a reality, from Pima Community College to First Thing First to of course, all of the folks who are involved in preschool across the entire region, thank you for making this a reality. Give yourselves a round of applause. Help me give yourselves a round of applause. And of course, Child and Parent Centers makes a huge difference in making all of this happen and all of this a reality. Folks, let me pause for just a moment and make sure that we all get the fact that this is an economic development initiative. This is an economic development initiative. To my business partners and friends in this community, you want more organizations to plant a flag in Tucson and Southern Arizona and bring the jobs, the opportunity, the revenues, all of those things that come with it to this community. It's the investment that we make in educational attainment. Oh, go ahead, give a round of applause. It's important. We have the raw materials here, which is our most amazing asset. Yes, we have 300 plus days of sunshine in Tucson and Southern Arizona. Yes, we've got beautiful mountains around this valley that we have the privilege to live in. But you know what? That's not our most valuable asset. Our most valuable asset will always be our people. Will always be our people. And certainly the future of this community, the future of this region are our children. And the focus should certainly be on being able to make sure that invaluable asset gets the very best start that they could possibly receive. And we know for our years of being involved in early childhood education at the United Way, that is a worthwhile investment. As you already heard, Dr. Dorr actually shared with us that investment pays off. He's a product of that investment. I'm a product of that investment. Many of us are a product of that investment. And certainly it's a worthwhile investment to be able to make in our children and make in our community. And thank you so much for that happening here in Tucson and Southern Arizona. Listen, the child care sector was devastated by COVID. Absolutely devastated by the almost 3 years that we've gone through this pandemic. And certainly Dr. Garcia will tell you the challenges that came from this pandemic. But here's the good news, and here's the bright spot, and here's the evidence that this Early Learning Center and this ribbon cutting today makes a reality, and that is that we survived it. And not only did we survive it, we can thrive thereafter if we are willing to make sure that we don't leave anybody behind, and especially those who may not have the privilege to be born in a zip code that is not one that is where they come from a well-funded family. All families and all kids and all assets in this community deserve the very best that we can provide. And high quality early childhood learning is something that this center is all about. We know that brain development in that first 5 years, is the biggest opportunity that we have to get kids ready. And this center represents just that. That's why I'm thrilled to be here today. That's why I'm thrilled to be amongst all of you. That's why I'm thrilled to be able to say thank you to all of the partners who participated in making this happen today, because lives will be transformed, families will be made better, and our community will be the beneficiary of all of what's happening here today. Thank you for the privilege, and thank you for the opportunity to be a partner with you in this work.
So I was gonna start doing some YouTube videos, and I want to get Tony Penn to be my voiceover, right? You gonna do that?
I'll do it for free.
Yeah. I mean, that voice, he could probably sell me a tanning booth. I mean, that's like, I just hear that voice, isn't it? I want to real quick acknowledge Supervisor Hines, Chief of Staff, David Higuera is here. Hey, David. All right, next up, I'm going to say a few words before he comes up here, but I want to welcome Luis Gonzalez. He's board member of District 5. Mr. Gonzalez is Yaqui. He's honed his legislative and policy skills while serving as a tribal leader from 2000 to 2012. He is a product of the community college system, earning an associate's degree in administration of criminal justice in 2012. In 2012, Mr. Gonzalez earned a bachelor's degree in education with an emphasis on literacy, learning, and leadership from the University of Arizona. Mr. Gonzalez lives on the Pascua Yaqui Reservation with his wife, Sally. They have 5 daughters and are proud of their 27 grandchildren. That's going to fill this place right up, just with your kids. Mr. Gonzalez's experience includes Director of Educational Programs focusing on student scholarships and community resource management. He is a multilingual, speaking Yaqui, Spanish, and English. That's pretty good. I barely speak one language, as you can tell. Over the years, Mr. Gonzalez has served on the parents' committees for the Pascua Yaqui Tribe and Tucson Unified School District. He currently serves on the Arizona Indian Council on Aging. Mr. Gonzalez will continue to promote quality, affordable, and accessible higher education for all. And then one thing I just want to share, I always say that people are one key relationship away from creating a positive impact. And I have a friend of mine who talks about Mr. Gonzalez and honors him at a very high level, because when he was a kid, Mr. Gonzalez would drive him in a van to different basketball tournaments, different activities. And so I just want to honor Mr. Gonzalez for what you did, because he not only talks the talk, but he walks the walk. Mr. Gonzalez.
Good morning, and thank you for that nice introduction. I just want to say just a few words. I thought all the board members were going to be speaking, but I can relate to it. In hearing the community, what's going to be happening here, reference to the new facility for childcare, I think it's excellent and great. There was a couple of words that was shared here that I think it's very important. One of them is the investment. I've always been a firm believer in education. As it was mentioned before, now I have 28 grandkids. Lord. 28 grandkids that I see, they will be the future. In fact, I have my oldest one, two of our grandkids that are twins, they're currently Pima College students as well too. They'll be graduating this year. And what I want to say in reference to my grandkids, is the investment through this new facility, this new project, will be there for them as well too. I have 3 young grandkids that are under the age of 3, which is good, and they're going to be probably utilizing this facility. The other very important word that was mentioned a while ago is that the community. I'm very happy to see the community here, but more important, I really would like to see the students and also the parents. Because as we all know, those are the people that come to school, but more important, they take care of all the young people as well too. The young children that are going to be under 5 and under. I think it's great that we're coming in first to the partnerships, as I mentioned a while ago. The true investment from the community that we're doing here, not only from United Way, Pima Community College, and all the other people that are coming together, it's the operative words, la comunidad, the community. And the community is everybody, from those newborns to our elders as well too. And I'm proud to say, as one of my roles that I've had, is that in working with Pima Community College and being part of a community college, is that we service, the community college services, those young people, but also the elders as well too, the military. And that's another area that we have here as well too. But coming back to my couple of words that I wanted to say in the behalf is, in providing this facility for the majority, for the parents, for them to have not only the assurance, the security, but the comfort that they can do their best for the child. And doing the best for the child trickles down back to the family. And not only the family, but to the community, to the community, to the state, but more important to the globally. As we've seen lately in reference to the progress of the input that we've had, not only through Pima Community College, but also the transition to the University of Arizona. There's a lot our community can do, and they have done, and will do more. But this investment that we're doing now, I've always said, and will continue to say, it's an investment that comes back to us as families, but more important to the community tenfold. Because education will come back tenfold to us. And I'm proud to say that one of the 3 people that has come back to tenfold in my personal family is I have 3 daughters that are also teachers as well too, as we continue to do that. But this is the first stepping stone. And coming back to the last word that I want to expand on is expansion. I think the expansion is only the beginning, but as mentioned before, it's only a step. But I think we need to make it 2 or 3 steps more, because I think that investment in this facility that is greatly needed around this area, it's going to be a super investment for them. But I also come back to the parents and the students. Without them, Pima College wouldn't be there. But we also as board members, as myself, I always said, we need to provide the best, fair, equitable services to all students in the community, but also in the state as well too. Because those are the people that was mentioned before, are the future leaders of tomorrow. Us, myself, we're, como dicen los mexicanos en español, ya estamos en la tercera edad. We're in our 3rd year, our 3rd age of life as well too. And those young people is going to be the first stage. And I think that's being the first stage of life. I think it's very critical that we provide everything that we can. I'm very honored to say and hear about the community coming together, building this collaboration, but not only the collaboration, but the partnership. I think the true partnership that we have with the different institutions, I think it's beautiful, but it has to continue, but also to expand more. Y con esas 2, 3 palabras, les quiero decir, el proyecto is going to be for los niños, va a ser para los estudiantes, but most important in our language, los niños, it said, itum usim. And those are the people that we're going to be having. It's going to be for our children, the future children, and the future leaders of tomorrow. With those 2 words, thank you for letting me have a couple of minutes here. y gracias a todos. Thank you. Chio que justicia.
Okay, so did that just happen? Because I had 27 grandchildren and just had 28, so it must have just happened. All right, so you all know that there are a lot of key influencers along the way that help us navigate all the nuances of childcare, and I've learned that firsthand, and I was treading water until we got this person here to help us navigate through all this. And we all know these are complex times to get anything accomplished. And someone like Julie Mendeville, our program manager, Troy Davis, they've handled this with grace and commitment. And we don't attract people like Julie Mendeville at that caliber without having a deep commitment to our community. When people see they can come to Pima Community College and have an impact through their work, we get access to really talented people like Julie. And Julie is a perfect example of that. So with that, I'd like to invite up here Julie Mendeville, our program manager, and has helped take the lead on all of this and is doing an outstanding job. Welcome, Julie Mendeville.
Okay, I'm tall. Sorry, Eleanor. So I just found out this morning that Edgar was going to have me speak. So I was kind of excited I wasn't on the list. But I do want to point out, so for 26 years I did child care licensing. I went into all the programs across southern Arizona. And I sat on the ECE advisory board for several years as a licensing representative. And I was very excited to have the opportunity to come over to Pima College and know that I'd be working with key programs that in our community provide quality for children, and they have that interest. It's not about how many kids can we serve, how much money can we make. Their goal is to serve quality and get these children prepared for their futures. So I was very excited to bring that expertise and come over, and I was very excited in my first few Zoom calls that I knew everybody, all the partners I've worked with through licensing, so that was very comforting. And to the college, I've had a lot to learn about the college, but I really appreciate Troy's team for the facilities, did an amazing job. And Norby's team, who's been here, nobody ran from me every time I walked out here. I felt like they were like, here she comes. So I really appreciate the support. From IT is supporting the program for the staff computers. IT has been behind the scenes helping get all that set up. Facilities, contracts, we've been working with so many programs that have brought it together. And so that teamwork has been so important. And to see people's faces that aren't on Zoom call, that I'm getting to see people now, because when I first started in February, it was really hard to get those relationships and to know people by all these Zoom calls. So I really do appreciate it. I want to point out, I only have one part-time staff with me on my team for this first year, and she will be Connie Espinoza. She's going to be a key person in offering wraparound services to make sure our students don't fall behind. If they need resources for paying their bills, trying to make that electric bill, to I need a tutor, to connecting them to those resources, we're going to make sure we offer those wraparound services while Child Parent Centers is making sure they're helping with the parenting skills when these children go home. So the teamwork that we're doing it's going to be great success and a lot of support. I wanted to give a few words. Brian Stewart, who is the vice president for the Northwest campus, was a huge contributor to this project before I came on board in February. He sat on numerous Zoom calls and meetings to collaborate to get the grant written that supports my position and the startup cost for the program, as well as for the stipends that we're going to give to students that meet the criteria to be able to give free childcare to our students. So Brian Stewart got stuck at an airport. He had his doctoral graduation out of state, and Mother Nature hit. So he wasn't able to make it today. So he did want to make sure that he at least got to share a few words, and he was tremendous. I kind of came in and needed him to tell me what all had been done by the time I got on board. And so he really wanted me to to make sure people know that this site culminates the work of numerous college and community partners. Pima College and its partners, Child Parent Centers, both hold a deep vested value in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and in action through social justice. This center will represent both our commitments to this work as we move forward. So again, I want to thank everybody who's been supportive and who's helped answer my questions as I've navigated my way through the college part of it. Licensing and the child care, I got that. So I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry, I had a train of thought. Oh, I also want to acknowledge that our ECE program for our early childhood college students, this is going to be a great opportunity. I've worked with Teddy and Donna to really make it where our students are going to get to do their internships right here. They're going to get to come in and lead activities with the children and have great expertise modeling for them. They're going to get to come and just spend time in the classroom. And so it's been a great opportunity because, like I said, I started on that ECE board, and I know we've talked about what can we offer the ECE students. So I really appreciate the partnership with that program too. And that Child Parent Centers is really open to training our students to go out in this field, because COVID not only hit child care centers for the children, we don't have staff that are quality to offer more quality programs. So it's going to be very important that our students are going to get that right here on campus. So thank you.
Thank you, Julie. And actually, before Edgar wraps us up, I actually wanted to take the opportunity to acknowledge Vice President Edgar Soto, who reports to me, who really has been the administrative lead on this project. So Edgar, thank you so much. And I also want to thank the entire Desert Vista campus, because as Julie said, the entire campus really pitched in. And also Brian Stewart, who reports to me also, I want to acknowledge Brian's incredible knowledge and work to get this project going. So thank you to everyone. And Edgar, you're going to wrap us up now.
I also want to acknowledge that Julie Mendeville actually played at the University of Arizona basketball team. So I won't tell them the year, but she was amazing. Well, just like Tony Penn said, this isn't just great for children. This is great for economic development, economic mobility, and gives us an opportunity to break the poverty cycle. We are creating the conditions for one another to achieve their dreams, level up their skills, to provide for their family. Really, what this child care center shows is that our community values the pursuit of dreams, education, and upskilling. So with that, Julie, will you take us on a tour of the child care center? Thank you all for coming. Oh, we got to cut the ribbon. I'm sorry. All right. Wait. Time out. We're going to cut the ribbon first.